Hello and welcome to the Go Mode podcast. This is the Challenge Cup.
Yeah, something like that. The Challenge Cup featured on the Go Mode podcast channel. We have two of our runners today in the first round of brackets. We have Tso15 versus Zeitnix. Each one has won a game so far, and each one has chosen a different toggle. I don't know who has chosen which, but we do today have Assured Sword on Uncle, as well as MC Shuffle. Oh wait, no, it's not Assured on Uncle. They just are. You have it from the get-go, so I was always a little confused by that setting.
Uncle can no longer have a sword unless you pick vanilla.
Or he could just randomly have one, I believe still.
Oh.
Would be funny if you did actually have one in the seed, and then you just have Master Sword right off the gate. Our runner should be getting off the gate here shortly.
This is a winner-take-all situation right now.
Yep, whoever wins here proceeds on to the next round of brackets. Whoever loses, unfortunately, gets to go home, or rather stay home, because they are already home.
They can join in on the volunteer stuff if they want.
However, they'd like to continue their tournament experience, whether it be to end it or to give comms, restreaming, or tracking a try. Always fun. We're always looking for new people to try things out here on the Go Mode Podcast Restream channel. And it looks like we're getting started with an early book in Link's house.
Book in Link's house.
And with one sword already, that makes it a little bit interesting. If you do find a second sword really early, start finding ways to route those in. Both runners making their way up towards Hyrule Castle area. They'll check both Uncle or just straight up do escape.
I would go into escape just to get it out of the way. If you've got the sword, you can go for it.
Absolutely, and there's our first compass. It almost feels like with toggling an assured sword, and there's a lamp too, wow. That it's almost like flipping standard, because you just straight up want to go in and get escape out of the way so you don't forget it.
It's that way.
So this being MC Shuffle, we won't really be seeing either of our runners checking the maps anytime soon until they actually pick up a map. That is worthy of note. And another thing of note is that every dungeon / Hyrule Castle has an additional 2 items in it because the compasses and maps have been shuffled into the overworld. So Hyrule Castle goes from, I believe, having 5 or 6 items to 7 or 8.
That's about right.
That's correct to me. I think it's 7 or 6 because there's no compass in Hyrule Castle.
Yeah.
It's early. I just woke up a couple minutes ago, so logic not truly working just yet. Both our runners making a quick clip towards Zelda Cell. So far, finding nothing too much of note, just more compasses and a little bit of money. Likely after this, they'll pop over to Sanctuary and start making their way over to Kakariko Village. Very nice 8 slash by Zeitnix there. A lot of people opt for going after the pops and just, playing it a little bit safe for that guard because you have 2 little health. Like on So's side, almost bit it there.
I will admit I'm one of those pot users. I go for the safe route.
Well, as long as it's legal in your state, I don't think they have any problem you using pot against the guards. Either way, so taking advantage of that death, looks like it was semi-intentional. I'd head towards the Dark Cross and check that item real quick.
Good time for lumberjack checks.
Just a bundle of
Guess
sticks a day.
we won't be seeing egg in him. Unless he's for dark world access.
Which, who knows, there's been a lot of that lately this tournament. Feels a little higher than normal.
And a piece of heart in Dark Cross. Ooh. Early flute.
It's a nifty little music playing machine. More compasses. Man, I wish these were maps. Yes, while the compasses are useful in MC Shuffle, being that they show you the total item count in the when you are in the dungeon, not the most super useful thing for runners if, you know, you're very used to this game and have gotten your head count or you're using a map tracker or otherwise.
True, yes.
So looking like he's trying to reset that tree pull for once he gets into the Lost Woods so we can get a couple more bombs. One day I think I'll actually memorize what the actual sequences are for the tree pulls. Hey, finally a map. 2 maps. 3 maps. And some gloves. Blind just keeping all the plans to everywhere today.
Awesome. So that's what he's doing in his thievery time.
Just planning to steal all the items out of Skullwood's Ice Palace and whatever the other item was. I couldn't see it. Maybe we'll see Staff. Very on the nose on that one. Zeitnix heading over to pick up bombs and gonna check out the bombable spots that he had not the first route through. Hey, there's a Master Sword.
Cute. That puts Aghanim into logic.
Always fun to have our buddy Aghanim so early in logic. Because the fun part of being, oh well, what if that moon pearl is on the pedestal, on the pyramid ledge? So not really too much interesting aside from that Master Sword here in Kakariko Village and a couple maps.
Right.
Zeitnix running back down to get a little bit more money to pay the bottle vendor. He's a little bit disappointed to see the only 20 rupees there.
So activating his flute now. So get ready for a goose.
So I'm looking over what we have available to us. I'm very interested to see. I'm thinking we'll probably see a desert play here soon between book, flute, lamp, and glove. Supposing we're not boot locked, desert's pretty much already open to us. And having 2 extra items in desert puts it very likely that the key or big key are not on the torch, so.
Check if the library. That's a heart container. Going straight for the race game.
How lame Kakariko was, I definitely don't blame himself for that. Well, Zeitnix just gonna blind or check it. See which one works out. It is just 20 rupes.
A little bit of extra money doesn't hurt.
No, they are gonna have to pay the scam fish at some point, so. Just a bunch of wet sticks down there in the dam, so. That leaves us heading off to the east to the what is now known as the New Hype Cave, also previously known as Mini Moldorm Cave. Taking advantage of those sword beams, and a quick work of those Mini Moldorms. Those are some flippers. That's a red cave. And a bottle for our next trip to Kakariko. Maybe very impending because Zeitnix just put that flute back on, or he may be going to 8 to just save a minute on his walk up to Ice Rock Cave.
He also had the single arrow in the cave.
I don't know which one's worse to get, the single arrow or the single rupee, because at least you can shoot the arrow. Was that a tempered sword on the Zora ledge? Or on the Hylia ledge?
That was a sword.
Well then. We're just a mirror away from that once we have Dark World access.
Kumbo with the map to TR.
Being relieved of his plans to kill Trinex. Zeitnix heading up to at least Sahasra, maybe a quick dip into Eastern, and we'll see where he goes from there. But so checking out Ice Rod Cave and possibly finishing out some of the I was gonna say water checks, maybe waterfall fairy, but we'll see where they end up going. Definitely might be thinking about Eastern now with that bow.
Ah, that bow location. Oh
It's
boy.
very
We
tempting.
also we also saw Green Pendant is in Hera.
I did not catch that. So gonna make that dip into desert. Well, Zeitnix heads on to Eastern.
Bit of a route divergence here. I like it.
Basically full access to both. I can't really blame it, especially I believe both are. Did we pick up the map to Hera that we know that is Green Pendant, or was that from talking to Sahashala?
That was from Tucky to Sassafras.
Either way, I still like both runners' plays, just because the likelihood that Eastern is a crystal or Desert is a crystal at this point, given that they're both full clearable, is very likely. Well,
Oof.
maybe not full clearable.
Desert is boots locked. We also got to see a Bombos there.
Certainly be interesting as we start seeing some really weird routing decisions, like you have to use that Bombos to go get your boots to finish Crystal Desert Palace. These seeds lately have been evil. Sahasrabot hasn't been very kind as of late. A lot of strange logic situations. There's the Infinity Gauntlet on Zeitnix's side. So we are on the hunt for the Moon Pearl. And that was just some bombs there in Agina's cave. So still on the hunt for anything of use. Ah yes, gonna finish off Back of Escape. Why not get that while we still have that on our mind from having that glove fairly recently.
Right.
Just a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah. Not much of. Oh boy.
So far, Eastern only really paying off on the fact that we got our gloves here. Zeitnix likely going to complete it out just for the sake of whether it is crystal or pendant. Get that last item off Armos Knights. And so I just
This
noticed doing the
Houlihan.
hula-handing. Work up that Zora money, maybe gonna making a trip to Waterfall Ferry and see if he picks up enough cash to go to the Scamfish. Kinda like this play.
Alright, is definitely in logic.
Looks like he's heading up to Sahashala, will get his bow, and very likely will continue on to Eastern.
His green pendant info.
And there's the boots.
Wow. boots in Eastern and
That's
the glove.
with them being on Armo's Night. That's kind of French vanilla-ish if you think about it. But with that, Zeitnix definitely has to be thinking hot on Desert Palace mine because Desert Palace is now full clearable. Very fortunate for Zeitnix.
Eh,
Yeah, might want to think about that a second.
quick realization there that you don't have mirror, you don't have pearl.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't think of a way that you can get into Super Bunny State and check the Meyer shed. Not that I'm aware of. I'm sure there probably is one.
I think it is possible, but I haven't.
It's such a niche like thing to occur that you don't really put it in your skill set, you know?
Yeah.
Master letting me know that there is indeed a way to do it if they had mirror. Oh, probably a mirror bonk from the overworld, I bet. Ah, mirroring on the same frame as a transition. Did not know that one. That's I believe that's some inverted logic. Math Girl is slapping on us right there. But that's something that'll most likely come up in inverted, if anything. Well, Math Girl, what I mean is that it's more likely to come up in a situation when you're playing inverted than in a normal seed. Like, I think I've played. I wager to guess I've played about 100 seeds now, and this is the first time I've ever seen it happen. And it's more likely than it would happen in inverted, where you would end up in Kakariko and trying to get your way through items.
Far desert has not been all that useful for us. What the boss holds? Dull sandworms.
We'll see how Zeitnix is on their NMG strats on Lamolus here, unless I opt to use the Master Sword. And so likely going to be happy angry about the booth location here. This is a very nice Armos kill on Tso's side, picking up those boots, picking up that crystal. Just big money and a pendant on Desert today. So, that only leaves one pendant remaining in the Dark World. Zeitnix can go check the back escape here, potentially go into Dark Cross because he doesn't have that information yet. And then we'll see where he goes from there. Or he's going to go check Bonkrok's the King's Tomb, make a quick liar out of it.
Yeah.
Runners really like doing that.
We've also got all of the water checks. We've got some things in Death Mountain. Can't really do much of anything in there.
And they just really poke
Or
at the old
has I?
man and Special Rock, really.
Yeah. As our tracker calls it, Super Happy Fun Mountain.
Well, it can always be super happy fun mountain. There's our Moon Pearl and our Dark World access. Aga is now out of the question.
But the only possible way Agate could still be in logic would be if, say, the hammer is in Pyramid Fairy, like Big Bomb.
I think we're relatively safe from that because we have West Dark World access. We have access to East Dark World via the flippers. Yeah, we are safe from Aga. And I will take a moment while these runners are recrossing their paths real quick to get my coffee. Be right back one moment.
Zeitnix. Grab his map of Turtle Rock from the hobo. Getting that knowledge of the sword on the Hylian Island. Possibly gonna go down to Zora's area as well. Something new to look into. Oh, starting up his NMG Landmo fight. Ugh. Down to 1 heart, buddy. Nice recovery there. It's a waterfall cave. Okay. But just stakes and explosives inside. Nothing too major. Oh, now picking up his Dark World access with Moon Pearl and King's Tomb. Let's see what the good old scam fishy has for us today.
I return with Blue Potion. Hopefully the Zora has something nice, otherwise... Hey, Blue Potion, he brought my coffee for me.
Call that a Com's blessing.
Just some conspiracy stuff, you know, the usual.
Very expensive coffee, but oh well.
Hey. It's the best cup and only cup you'll ever need.
bedridden kid is just mapping his way of Eastern.
Here's that map of that dungeon you already cleared. Alright, 4 crystals in the Dark World so far. Skullwood, Thieves Town, Turtle Rock, and Ice Palace. So, Mire Pod or Swamp Palace, forgot the name for a minute, is going to be our last pendant. Now, looking at this layout so far, which dungeon would you kind of be hoping for is the pendant out of all these so far?
This moment, I would be hoping for either a mire or a swamp pendant. Just route in TR for the end. Go straight to GT from there.
That's always hope, and that is another bottle on the Spectral Rock inside cave. I'd be hoping for a Mire pendant because it means that I won't be having to look for the hook shot anywhere that isn't GT. Ooh, getting hit by that cabbage before you can get picked up by the duck.
Well said. Actually, that hook shot. Hooks are never fun. I mean, I don't know either of these runners personally, but I don't think either of them can hover. So,
I believe Zeitnix can, but he might not be the best at it. That is another bottle there in Thieves Town, so at least we know where all the bottles
oh,
are. Ooh, taking an unfortunate death there in Skull Woods by So. Being on only 4 hearts, very easy to happen there in Dark Overworld. And Zeitnix getting bullied there a little bit in the Hellway. So making his way to the back of Skullwoods and then be working back to front, it looks like, trying to see what we can find in 4 items in Skullwoods today.
I mean, he does have Samaria and puts it to great use there.
Taking a quick Death Warp. On So's side, at least. Zeitnix unfortunately getting pixel-bodied by that, the red guy that I can never remember their name because their names are something like Zazazarax or something like that. Zeitnix taking a moment now to just say, nope, I'm gonna do a little bit of Overworld. Take a moment to clear my head after that death.
Just as good as a one dig.
The one dig games are always nice, especially when it's trash, because then you know that if your opponent skipped it, you didn't really lose a lot of time.
Had a multi-world the other day that was a one dig big 20 for someone.
Wow. Zeitnix taking a moment to think about what he was doing, wanted to do there for a minute. It looks like he's picking up the blacksmith, gonna head over towards Hype Cave and Stumpy, and then might be rerouting back in Thieves Town from there. We'll see how things go.
And nothing in skill 1 so far.
Yeah, so it's looking like our Hype Cave may actually be a Hype Cave for once. So making his way down to Villager.Castle Thieves Town area. Alrighty, Hype Cave, what do we got? We have a bunch of sticks, a bunch of money, a little bit of money, half magic, and the hammer. That's nice.
I was hoping you would go check your 5-6 crystals, Zeitnix. Because
Actually,
that would have instantly told us which dungeon is our last pendant as well.
yeah, that actually just hit me because I just thought about it. All of our crystals that we saw in the Dark World were blue. I don't think the crystal we got from Eastern was a red crystal either. So that would have been super useful.
Might have to wait a bit until So gets there, but
Blacksmith's just making some love today. Yeah, as a lot of people don't necessarily play MC Shuffle or Keys Sanity too much, it probably didn't necessarily occur to Zeitnix to check his 5-6 status. But nonetheless, it's always one of those foresight, afterthought, whatever it is thing.
yeah.
Phrasing, Math Girl, what do you mean about phrasing? I don't say anything that can ever be misconstrued ever.
Both runners in this town now.
Zeitnix giving it a take 2 will have the advantage now that he has the hammer in case anything is in that big chest. Well, thankfully, because he checked the attic and already bombed the wall, only has a very short trip back down to the basement now. And it just looks like our key is locked in our big chest face. So, Blind has the last item, whatever it may be.
Awesome. So that means that So is safe from chest nightmares.
Yeah, he'll be relieved once he gets into the basement.
Oof.
Zeitnix taking the NMG strats for blind. Bullied by those beams a little bit. Ooh, cuts it a little close. That last heart of damage. Just a big 20 on blind. Gets that crystal. Crystal number 2.
This point, I would go pod.
Yeah, pod being clearable. Though it would have been nice to have that 5-6 information, like you said. Maybe you can go south to the Dark World here and get that information real quick before hopping over to pod.
Or
Or just go straight to pod.
yeah, that works too.
Let's see. Zeitnix has not checked the mountain yet. So is the only one who has, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So Zeitnix likely waiting on that mirror or the hook shot before heading up there. Chat asking where the
Kiki.
hammer was. And it was in the Hype Cave along with our half magic. Sorry to interrupt you.
No worries.
Oh, there we go. So it just exploded for a moment. Never mind that.
Something happening on his stream there.
Well, just lagging a little bit. You know, Twitch can be Twitch sometimes. Ooh, unfortunate death to blind there for so. Still so far, pod living up to its name and nothing but keys and business in the front. Zeitnix unfortunately missing that bonk and now has to deal with all these beetle turtles. Zeitnix trying to scare me there a little bit by almost taking some bomb damage there, potentially accidentally setting up exploration glitch.
Never heard of that one.
Yes, it's the only setup that I know about it. If you fall and take bomb damage on the same frame on that spot in pod, it'll set up the exploration glitch, and you can do some really funny things that aren't allowed because this is NMG.
Interesting.
Blind being very mean to So today. So taking advantage of those sword beams while he still has them, but taking a quick hit by the head, really hurting just a little. You gotta focus on dodging and putting down those some Aria blocks just to get that last bit of damage in. And finally gets it. Something that can definitely help you when you're fighting Fly on such low health like that is remembering that you can pause buffer a little bit just to sort of give yourself a second to think about what direction you need to be moving and step away from those beams. It's a little bit longer, but it's always faster than taking a death. Now, I was a little bit busy clenched watching So fight blind. Have we found anything of note in Pod yet, or not really anything?
I don't think so.
Hey, we got our map for Dark Palace. We'll be able to check that once we get out of here, right? Well, that is the last item here in Dark Palace, aside from what is on Helmsworth King. The last item being the key on that other vanilla big key location.
Actually, that vanilla big key location was just a single rupee.
Oh, you checked it already?
Yep.
Oh, okay, you didn't check the Hellway. Okay. Well, that's gonna be a key. Don't blame him just running through the Hellway to get through just to you know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
quicker because he
yeah.
doesn't have a mirror and he didn't take the death warp. Something something
Oh.
coffee hasn't kicked in yet. That's what we're gonna say.
I think
So
that
entering Head Cave.
get his hammer and half magic. The pod having nothing but money, health,
And we gotta
own
start
map
wondering
inside of it.
where that mirror or the hook shot is, because we're starting to run out of some locations, but it is looking like we may be pointed toward a fire rodless ice palace.
Ooh.
And that was a 5-6 crystal check. That was Pod and Misery Mire as our red crystals, so that means Swamp is our pendant.
Well then.
So taking that information, immediately heading towards Pod, while Zeitnix head towards the back to fight the Helmosaur King himself. That's 17 hammer swings of the mask, and then we 8 bow or 8 Master Sword slashes to kill off the Helmosaur. Or 4 hammer swings, if you manage to hit up on the hitbox that well. And we got the toy shield off Helmosaur. Alright, we'll see where Zeitnix decides to head. Probably gonna save and quit and head somewhere from here, unless he decides to run up to Catfish, which is still a long walk. Also, both our runners having not checked Pyramid Ledge yet. But definitely would not be surprised to see Zeitnix head towards Ice Palace or head up the mountain at this point.
Nice. Yeah, and I don't really blame him. Lack of mirror, lack of hook shot.
There's just not really any nice plays to make here, and I mean, at least having half magic going into Ice Palace is gonna make things a little bit better. Plus, it's 5 items. It's the most dense dungeon we can enter right now, I believe. Because we really only have, let's see, like Pyramid Ledge, Catfish, Purple Chest, um, Mire area, Mire, depending on the pendant, and Ice Palace, and that's really about it. Oh, and Hammer Pegs. Thank you, Slowpoke, for reminding me that Hammer Pegs are a thing.
I can never get that set up with the Stalfos.
It's very lenient. The bomb placement doesn't super matter. It's all just really timing with the skull throw on him. You basically sort of wait until he's almost on top of you, and then throw the skull north, and just kind of work from there. Zeitnix, you're getting a little low on health there. You got one more try. That looks good. There you go. I know a lot of people set up their bomb jumps using the sword. I've gotten so used to just going off the shadow that I don't know. It just feels so much easier.
One of those sword visual cue guys.
Yeah, definitely worth it to learn doing it by the shadow, especially if you do ever start having to get into swordless. Zion's gonna go check the hookshot lock side. Now I missed it. I finally remember what was in the first chest. Are you up to catch it?
Oh.
Also, that was a very interesting setup for the bomb jump. I've never seen that particular one before and didn't know that worked.
It was a heart container. I know it was something red.
Well, whatever it was, it wasn't a key. I'm trying to discern the key logic here for Ice Palace. That's a big key. So big key and a small key over here on the right side. So thinking about that, I'm pretty sure that puts us into a logical hook-shotless right side. So hookshot not required for Ice Palace. Meanwhile, still taking on his Helmsword King, gonna get his baby shield in just a moment. Zeitnix doing one last bomb jump here, check into iced tea room. Get likely a small key, I would imagine, and then drop down into the big chest. Oh no, that's the mirror. That's kind of important.
Hello.
You're a nice find.
It puts multiple overworld checks into play, but more importantly, it'll probably start thinking about Death Mountain.
Absolutely, now pretty much full access to the mountain. Also, access to that tempered sword. Zeitnix taking a quick inventory of how much damage can I take from cold stare here, and the answer is none. Because cold stare, as I learned last night, again, does 4 hearts of damage on green males, so you can take 1 hit after taking that blue potion, and you will certainly be feeling the pain. So I'm gonna have to play it kind of careful here. Not much in Mire shed for So, and gonna dip on into Mire on So's side. It'll be interesting to see what we get over here. Zeitnix still playing with the puffs, only has 1 damage left to take. You also getting a very nice Mire 1. Or Mire 2, sorry. Can't get my numbers straight while clenching for Ice Palace here. As Zeitnix gonna opt to stay near the top where the little ice balls actually don't divide out when they explode.
Kidding. That was close.
Just a little bit. And actually, I'm trying to think on something real quick.
Bad.
There are 2 droppable keys in Ice Palace, I think. Like 2 basically from chests. If there are only 2, if I'm counting that right, then the right side was indeed hookshot locked, so that mirror is technically out of logic. So that means we likely won't find our hookshot up on Death Mountain at all. Hookshot is probably on Catfish Pyramid Ledge or here in Mire. To which I haven't been paying any attention to because that Ice Palace, that Cold Stare fight though.
I don't think there has been anything in Mire so far.
Pointing out that Mire had the net. Well, I'm off to investigate how many keys there are in Ice Palace because I could never remember.
Checkerboard with a heart piece. And into a full heart container. And this seed is really being stingy about lack of health. Zeitnix about to go and rescue his old man. This time being up here in Death Mountain.
You can do all the checks up here while he's here. Maybe dip like the front little bit of hair, just like dip your foot in, but not really actually think about completely because it is only a green pendant. You never know, fire rod could be up there, ice rod could be up there. Ice rod could be on green pendant, who knows? Checking my Ice Palace key logic, and where we did have keys, yes, that mirror was hookshot locked. So we will not find the hookshot up here on the mountain.
Interesting.
Hey, that's an ice rod. What was I just saying about an ice rod potentially being here? That's getting creepy.
It's funny.
You know, I'm actually surprised that Zeitnix didn't go get that temperate sword before doing all this other overworld and mountain checking. Because while it's not really required, that step from Master Sword to temperate is just so nice. But because we were on the hunt for so many items, it does look like Zeitnix is probably going to finish out Hera here, hoping that that key is in the basement. Meanwhile, So making his way towards Vitreous. Nice little fire skip there from Zeitnix.
Is this gonna be a rough viddy fight?
Yeah, green mail, and at least he has bow. He can sort of keep at range until he gets the eyeballs a little bit lower, or take advantage of throwing a bunch of bombs at them. And Shoulder him living up to his name, knocking you down. Ooh, almost dodged that lightning. And another unfortunate hit falls to Troldorm.
Striking again.
Ooh, so losing track of juggling those eyes just a little bit. That's always rough. Do not blame him for stepping away from it. Just Vidi Master Sword is really kind of disgusting. With no like burnout or cape or really any nice convenient safeties. That is a red boomerang, so that means we have, I believe, our key in the basement of Hera. Don't have to worry about going and doing that. So gonna take the dip into Ice Palace here. We'll hopefully find his hookshot locked mirror, or he's gonna head up to Zora area. Has he not checked Zora?
I don't think he has yet.
I'm gonna get rid of those bees that would be nice to have on Mothula, but rather have that red potion. Very convenient.
I mean, Vidi, right?
Yeah, that too. What did I say?
You said moth.
Well, yeah, use bees to kill Mothula.
Eh, I
It's
guess.
one of my favorite fight methods. Spend 10 minutes with a gold bee and a bug net. And just a little bit of resync there, it looks like. That's our shovel. There's Zeitnix's confirmation that Swamp Palace is his last pendant.
Hell no of swamp. As soon as I get back into Dark World, but
For now, he's gonna finish out all these mountain checks here. Hey, there's another map. We can get our information on what Turtle Rock is, pendant-wise, or medallion-wise. If I can only know the words that I'm trying to say when I want to say them. Ascendant, are you in time for Hover Seed? Potentially, considering that hookshot is not found, but there's only a few places left that it could be. We're looking at hookshot being either on Pyramid Ledge, Purple Chest, Fat Fairy, I believe, and Catfish. I think that's about all the locations left where hookshot could be.
this chest in Hookshot Cave as well.
Nope, because we did not have logical access to the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Well, East Dark Death Mountain anyway. That was some silver arrows, by the way, in Super Money, so very nice to have those. We're gonna have a tempered silvered Ganon today. And there's our fire rod. Probably an immediate jump into Turtle Rock here. Though might not be completable without that hook shot, unless there's just items or general not keys on that hook shot side, on the fire rod lock side. Or wait, am I? No, I don't know what I'm talking about. Just bury me under a rock. My brain said, yeah, so the right side is hookshot locked, not fire rod locked. Don't you love it when your brain just confuses all the terms in your head? Hey, there's a hookshot. Wait a minute.
Hey,
Alright, I'm confused. Ice Palace has confounded me again once again with its logic.
nice.
Meanwhile, is that go mode? I believe that puts us in go mode, yes.
Yes.
Yes, but math girl, there was no there was no small or big key, which should mean that it was hookshot locked. Oh wait, was mirror in IC?
Uh, yes.
Okay, so I am right. So it was hookshot locked, but we got our access to the hookshot because we got the mirror in IC. Okay. Christ, I hate hookshot logic.
Or just Ice Palace logic in general.
Yes, this is why we go mode this dungeon. No one wants to think about logic in Ice Palace. It just doesn't do logic. Math Girl also has the mirror part of this. So I believe now thinking about it, we got the mirror in Ice Tea room. So that gave us logical access to Dark Death Mountain, giving us our hookshot in the front of Turtle Rock, which gives us logical access to complete the right side anyway of Ice Palace, because that's where the big key and all the small keys were. Zeitnix run, all the anti-fairies are trying to kill you. Well, Zeitnix got that mushroom. Now we can at least fake powder. One day I'll have all this logic stuff learned and actually be able to calm and not say stupid things and just start making assumptions.
It's fine.
So luckily getting in that red potion, but still needs to be careful. One more body from a cold stare puff will kill him. Needs to focus on if he's going to take damage from an ice drop. Alright, so what's your next move? You gonna grab that sword? So's gonna head up the mountain. As long as he dips his foot in the Hera, he'll have his ice rod too and be well on his way to heading towards that Trinex. Zeitnix taking the safety door real quick.
Don't blame him.
Especially after getting shot in the heart by the laser like that.
And with the lack of health this seed has been providing. 50 bucks up on Ether tablet.
After much trial and tribulation, Zeitnix getting that key on Laser Bridge. I guess he's not super comfortable or used to doing the laser skips with the boots. So a little bit of trouble getting these couple chests. Though not necessarily, I certainly don't blame him trying to look for a little bit more health or armor or any kind of safety for getting to Ganon. At this point, he's saying, no, it's not worth the time. Though I'd imagine after this, he goes and picks up his sword, heads to Moth, and then goes and finishes up Misery Mire for his 7th crystal. And unfortunately for Tso, it does not look like he stepped inside a Hera, so will not have that Ice Rod, will not be tempted necessarily to going to Turtle Rock. So he may at least decide to dip his feet in and pick up that hook shot, hopefully. Well, I mean, the hook shot may point him in the wrong direction. It might point him towards looking at Swamp Palace for Ice Rod.
Oh boy. That would be a... turn into a goose chase at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually very fortunate in Zeitnix finding the Ice Rod when he did with the item configuration that he did. It definitely kept him away from all those extra checks.
Definitely.
Ooh. That's the Trinix death. Yeah, certainly not one of the easier bosses to do Master Sword with.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that fight in particular, but
Yeah, he probably wasn't planning on doing the entirety of Turtle Rock when he came up here, but there's those silvers. But yeah, I absolutely would have picked up that tempered sword right after getting out of ice and having that mirror. Yep, looks like Tso's gonna dip into Turtle Rock looking for the Ice Rod or literally anything useful. We'll find his hook shot.
will more than likely point him in the wrong direction.
Yeah, well, that Ice Rod sitting in the bottom of Hera like that might be a while before he decides to dip in there. And that is crystal number 5 for Zeitnix. So definitely happy to see that hook shot. Yes, looks like Zeitnix is going to head over and grab his tempered sword now. I like how both runners took the long way around on the fire rod lock side of Turtle Rock here, even though they just picked up the hook shot.
I wasn't going to mention anything, but, yes.
It's one of those things of you've gotten like, the entire seed so far without the hook shot, so you're thinking, well, I don't have that. Zeitnix gonna jump into Misery Mire here before heading to Skull Woods for his last pendant. Or crystal, even.
Let's see what else is in Hookshot Cave.
Heart container, or Heart Piece, and Quake. And more Heart Piece. It's not really much. Ouch, that is a Lionel to the face. And not necessarily where So wanted to use that fairy. So looks like So's doing the thing. He's gonna get his ice rod here. Cool. Literally. Cool, because ice rod. Never mind me.
That at an hour and 20. So is now in go mode.
Yep, and he's gonna run right back to Turtle Rock. Which I can kind of understand, but at this point, after just getting that ice rod like that, I probably wouldn't go back to Turtle Rock. I'd want to run back, get tempered, start cleaning up, and then just finish off with Turtle Rock at that point. Come back maybe with another heart or two, maybe some armor, potentially whatever you find on Moth or Vitreous. Chat talking about the versions of the game and saying that version 31 came out late last year. I have to be honest, that took me a second to get used to because we are in the new year and technically that is a correct statement. And so, with reckless abandon, killing those skulls and the Pokey and Turtle Rock there. And real quick, I guess this would be as good a time as any, since we are on the Go Mode podcast Twitch channel, to promote a little bit of the boys over there at the Go Mode podcast. Listen to Tim Perfy Durfy and Dante go over all your favorite randomizer topics, ranging from key logic, boss strategy, and many, many other topics. We got a new episode. They have a new episode coming out this week. In fact, next day or so. So keep an eye out for that. Subscribe to the Go Mode Podcast on the Go Mode Podcast podcast listener of your choice. Check out the Discord where we do have a bi-weekly seed that comes out anytime we have a new episode come out. All sorts of new fun, varying different topics, especially this week where we had a swordless seed. Very fun beginner's introduction to swordless and all the things that swordless can mean.
Ew.
Also give a follow to these runners for putting on a good show for us today, and we wouldn't be able to have these races without the runners. And also my co-commentator DigiDude, Art Tracker Slowpoke, and Restreamer Math Girl. Give everyone a follow. Follow all the people. Do all the things. Click the buttons. And meanwhile, we move on to the Silver Arrow Vitreous. Blink and you'll miss it. And those eyes will just go away. And that is crystal number 6 for Zeitnix. Just a quick pop over to Skull Woods, and we will be on our way to Ganon's Tower. Chad asking where Tempered Sword is. Tempered Sword is on Lake Hylia. Anti-Sim asking in chat if this is where Challenge Cup matches are being restreamed. We are restreaming them here and also on Zelda Speedruns, 1 through 3 channel. We just have picked up a majority of them just because a lot of the ZSR people have been running around busy. They've had AGDQ, they've had some of their restreamers down or out because of technical issues, but they'll be picking up a lot more of the runs, I imagine, here in the next upcoming week.
I think they've also had Zooter stuff to worry about as well.
Yeah, there's a Ocarina of Time randomizer main tournament going on right now, isn't there?
I think so. Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote me on that either. But they got stuff going on, so. But like I said, they'll have more coming in the upcoming weeks, especially as we start closing in towards the end of brackets. So far, and ending on a very nice Hammer Trinex.
Good one.
And so, likely following in Zeitnix's footsteps, we'll very likely go pick up that Tempered Sword, go kill Vidi, go kill them all, and be on their way to Ganon's Tower.
For the spikes. Dang bug. There.
And with that, Zeitnix has our 7th crystal, and as already started in the chat, we have our big key guessing game for Ganon's Tower. Go and get a number in chat, 1 to 22, that has hopefully not already been picked. and get your guess for where you believe the Ganon's Tower Big Key may be hiding today. Guess correctly, and you'll win artificial points from Sahasra Bot, and end up hopefully on our leaderboard. We've been recording where the big key has been and who has been guessing correctly these days. You have until I believe our runner enters the Ganon's Tower itself before the game will be closed. Digi, where are you thinking today that the big key may be?
I usually use a random number generator to pick. And so today I'll go with number 10.
Nice one.
What about you, Amarith?
I usually try for specific ones, but I'm just going to pull a number out of my back pocket, and we're going to go with 4.
Use? Okay. Nice and early.
Usually like being kind to the runners. No one likes guessing tile room, unless you're Math Girl or Wes. Alrighty, Zeitnix has entered the tower, and we are headed to chest number 1, which is some blue mail, and very welcome to that, and a key for chest number 2. Zeitnix opting to jump over to the left now, even though you found a key. Third, the torch has a heart, and we are going to continue left.
Oh, missing out on the spooky. Let's recover there. I still don't know how to perform that one. I know it has to do with your positioning when you enter Mire.
4 and 5, bunch of money. 6 key, 7 mirror shield. Yes, it's all about like where getting in there before the duck gets out off the screen, stuff like that. I haven't gotten it 100% down. I just sort of know how it works. Never actually gotten to perform it. I need time to practice all these glitches. Number 8, just a bunch of sticks. So making his way back to the Moth, and Zeitnix heading to number 9 here. It's just another big 20. So 10 through 13 coming up here in the randomizer room. Named aptly such because if you're not playing randomizer and you end up in this room, you are horribly lost. 10 through 13 being a bunch of nothing.
Eesh. Okay.
Alrighty, we got 14 come up here on Bob's chest. Always forget to wait for that second bounce to let Bob out properly, and always end up getting bodied by him.
Same here.
Very quick, very nice ice almost there for Zeitnix. 15, 16, and 17 here in the back of Ice Armos. It looks like our key is somewhere on the right side. Be it actually all the way on the right or in number 22 likely tile room itself. We will find out. So finishing off the Moth and going to be heading up the mountain here and actually save quite a bit of time if once he gets against tower he decides to go full right. Which would not be the first time that a major time save has happened because someone has decided to go full right instead of going right, left, right.
With that small key in Hope Room, there is likelihood that you'll right first.
It depends on a lot of people's, just personal feelings, whether, once you find that key, do you want to continue right, or do you just stick with what you usually do and jump left? That is the big key on number 21, so barely avoiding tile room.
So close to tile.
Math Girl with the closest guess by guessing 22 wins the artificial fun points of, I believe it was 13 points today. Rigged Restreamer 1. Closed stream. Restreamer's a dirty hacker. Alright, so heading into Ganon's tower here now. As I said, if he heads full right, it'll save him quite a bit of time over what Zeitnix decided to do, and he will at least pick up that blue mail going right, so it'll be very nice and welcome to see for him.
At least he's going full right.
Yep, I guess that'll be a very big time save, so... So is not out of the race yet, he's just about half a tower climb behind right now, and anything can happen on Zeitnix's end that he could catch up. Could be anything from doing better on land moles or Moldorm to any sort of Moldorm falls, difficulty on Ganon itself. Anything could make up time.
You definitely have a race now.
Nice little mini refill room right there for Zeitnix, though. So, beginning his gauntlet and tower climb while Zeitnix just getting to the end near Troll Dorm here. Not checking the final chest here. Already have silvers, pretty much have tempered. It's not really going to be much of a difference if you find butter sword here.
No validation required.
Like my match yesterday, which that was where the silver arrows were. Nice double there on Zeitnix's side. I'm pretty sure that was just a double. And another double to finish off Aga at about right the hour 40 mark.
So, getting in practically the same thing that Zeitnix did in Wizard Room.
Yes, Math Girl, I caught that. I was sneaking in and saw the talk. I do the bad things. Zeitnix heading into phase 3 of Ganon here already. So just finishing up Muldorum here in just a second. Zeitnix pulling out his silver arrows, hoping to get a quick extra arrow in here before trying to get the torch glitch. Almost gets a quick back-to-back on Ganon there. That's 3, and that makes 4. So as long as Zeitnix doesn't trip and fall on his face into a pit over this dangerous 1x3 little bridge here, Zeitnix will claim victory on game 3. And thankfully we have ended the domination of Dr. Wily. Meanwhile, So now dropping into his Ganon fight. Making quick work of phase 1, getting ready to jump into phase 2 here. Doing a little bit of dash strats, get the last couple hits in. Not quite gonna get the 1-on-1. Or heck, even 2-on-1. I think we got a 2-on-2. It's still too early, I can't
I wasn't
count.
counting.
That's just enough, and now we're starting up phase 3. It's always nice when Ganon decides to not teleport for 7 years and just get all of his jumps out quickly. not get the torch glitch. Not necessarily needed, but it's always convenient. And for those who do not know, that was a nice triple. You can only hit Ganon with silver arrows until he hits the edge of the arena. If you hit him into the open space or hit him into the torch, that's how you can get second and third arrows into him. But once he hits the edge of the arena, he can no longer be hit with silver arrows. But so, finishing off the Big Pig, crossing that bridge, and picking up that Triforce with an official SRL time of 1:44.20 for So. Both runners unfortunately declining interview at this time.
Perfectly fine.
It just means we'll finish off here a little bit sooner. Zeitnix will be progressing on to the next round of brackets. As I pull up in here, it looks like his next opponent is Avidius Nasso. So we will be seeing those two paired up in the next round of 32. Well, we will start getting closed up here in just a moment. Matthew, do we have any more games going on today? Or well, stick around. We may have another match or two, depending on if more matches open up, or until later tonight when most of the matches are actually occurring. Once again, give these runners a follow for putting on such a show for us today. We wouldn't be able to have these randomizer matches without the runner. Especially wouldn't be able to have this without the restream crew, our restreamer Math Girl 718, Slowpoke 316 on our tracker, and my co-commentator DigiDude. And we also would not be able to have these games possible without hosting of the Go Mode Podcast itself. Check them out at gomodepodcast.com or your podcast listener of choice, and check out the Discord, which is being linked in the chat as we speak. Ending on that, I have been Marith, one of your other commentators. Digi, any final thoughts on the stream?
Not really. I'm just gonna be saying that Siege was very stingy on health.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's just how the seeds are, right?
True, too true.
Alrighty, and with that, I believe we'll be heading out.